Hi everyone, Lisa here for the Graphics Fairy. Today I'm going to be creating the Valentine's Day journal pages in my old book junk journal. And I have a ton of things to share with you, including these cute little mini envelopes that we're going to be making to add to the design. So let's get right to it. All right, so first I knew that I wanted to include some transparent layers. Tissue paper is a great way to do this. Tissue or vellum, tracing paper, those are all good options when you want to add some translucent layers to the pages. So I just went to my gift wrap stash and I had a few options for tissue paper, and I chose the silver or gray and white polka dot to use in my journal. So I went ahead and tore a couple of pieces, one to use on each side, and I'm going to do it like this. So then I wanted to layer that, and I wanted to repeat those colors, the gray and the white. So I went to the premium membership site and I found this really pretty script. I think it's an old letter to Mary. Isn't that sweet? So I printed out a couple of copies of that, and I decided not to tea stain those or coffee stain them because I wanted to repeat the gray and white. So that's what it will look like. So I'm going to go ahead and Mod Podge down these two pages, and then also my torn pieces of tissue paper. And I'm going to be using just some Mod Podge for this. This is a matte finish. And I also have chosen to do, this is kind of a shiny metallic side, but the opposite side is matte or, not shiny. So I'm going to go ahead and use the non-shiny side for this. So, okay, let me go ahead and get those glued down. I have some parchment paper to use to apply the glue. And I'm just going to turn this over and apply the glue, and then I'll glue it to my page. Okay, I have the Mod Podge on the page. I'm just going to line it up with the book page and make sure that it's stuck down well. I'll do this side too. All right. There's going to be lots of embellishments on these pages, so I'm not too worried about, this being a little bit out of alignment here, because it's all going to be covered up. Okay. So next we will glue the tissue paper. Okay, I went ahead and put Mod Podge on the back, which is the shiny side of the tissue. And on this page, I'm going to put the tissue on the bottom. And on this side, I'm going to put it on the top. And now you can see that you can see some of the script through the tissue, which is the look that I was going for. All right, I'm going to let that dry for a minute and I'll be right back. All right, I let that dry, and then I also trimmed any excess that was over the edge of the paper there. And the next thing I'm going to add is I'm going to add some lace right here. And this is from the, let's see, this is from the Vintage Paper Lace Bundle. And a few videos ago, I showed you how to cut these with a Cricut. If you don't have a Cricut, you could use some real lace, or you could go ahead and just print out the lace and fussy cut a bit of it. I don't know that you'd want to do all of the details here that the Cricut has cut, but I'm also using this piece. This is also from the same bundle, and I cut it with the Cricut. And I'll put the link to the video in case you do want to go ahead and try cutting it with the Cricut. So I'm going to just glue down this piece of lace that I've cut to the right dimension to match the gray piece. So let me go ahead and get some Mod Podge on this. This will be like a tab on the page. I'm just going to put it right here on the edge. And again, it kind of repeats the gray and white. I don't know if you can see it, but there are these little gray dots, and I kind of like that idea. Then I have this beautiful piece of type. This is from the In the Garden ephemera bundle, which is a gorgeous bundle. I just love it. And I went ahead and printed it out on some tea-dyed paper. I glued it to some sticker paper. So I'm just going to peel the backing off of the sticker paper. And then I'm going to stick it down to this piece of tea-dyed paper. It's just a scrap that I had. So let's go ahead. Oh, and one other thing. Okay, so I wanted to put this little rose fussy cut image in there too. So let me go ahead and glue this down first. Just get some glue on this. And get that glued down. Something like that. And then I'll stick this guy right on top. There. I think I will put a little distress ink around the edges here. So here's our trusty distress ink. And I have this applicator. And I'm just going to put some of that around the edge to give it a little extra dimension, a little extra aging. I'll do the roses too. Okay, so let me get some Mod Podge on the back of this whole thing, and we'll stick this down. All right, there we go. Is it straight? It's now or never. You have a second or two. That's about it to make any adjustments. So you can always mark your location first if you're smart. Not like me. If you're smart, you will go ahead and mark your location, but I don't know. I like to fly by the seat of my pants. Okay, so that is down. And now I have this gorgeous little heart with a cherub. And I printed out some of this paper, and this paper, this is actually from a square fold cards printable. Let me show you that. Here it is. This is from the pink, blue, and red florals bundle. So this is a card that you can it's a printable. You can print it out and you can fold it. Better job than I'm doing, and it will just be like that. And then you can send it to someone. Of course, you'll cut the edges off and everything. But I loved this paper. It's kind of a pink and red. So I printed it out and just used this paper in my design. So I cut a little mat for this heart. And I used my my little scalloped edge craft shears. Let's see, it's blurry. See if you can see that. So I just used that to cut around the heart and the mat. And then I'm just going to glue those down and stick those down on my page. So let's glue them together first. There we go. And then I'm gonna stick them down here on my page. And then I have this really cute little postcard that I'm going to create a journal pocket for the little mini envelopes. And there is a printable for the postcards that one is from. There it is. This is from the Soaps and Scents ephemera. It's a collage sheet full of beautiful postcards. So I went ahead and printed that and cut that little postcard out. And we're going to make a little pocket for it now. I'm just going to put glue around the two sides and the bottom of it. And then I'm going to glue it to this backer sheet of paper that I cut to the same size to make a pocket. So just here on the sides and the bottom, and then we'll glue it to the paper. And I'll make a nice little pocket for the mini envelopes that we're going to make in a minute. And now on the back, I'm just going to Mod Podge that whole thing. And we'll glue it down. I think I'm going to angle it a little bit like this. And just stick that guy down. Okay, so that's about it for this page, except for the little mini envelopes, which we'll do in a second. And now on this side, we're going to use this beautiful frame that is from the paper lace bundle. And I printed out some of that same paper. So we're going to glue it down like this. And then we're going to glue it right here. So let me just put some glue around the edge of this paper for the lace frame. And once again, if you don't have a Cricut, you could just use some actual real lace and create a box frame. And you can still give this a try. Okay. Now I'm going to glue this down right here on my page. So I'm going to go ahead and get some Mod Podge on the back of this. All right. And glue this down. Right about there, I think. Now you could put a picture in this. You could put a photograph of a loved one or anything else that you like. I just love this little image this is from the blog site. This is a free image. And here is what it looks like. It has the little words. It says Fleur, and it has a French address here. I blew it up a little bit and I tore the edges, and I'm just going to glue that down inside the frame. But you could put in there anything that you like. So I'm going to put that in the center like that. And then I have this really pretty pearl straight pin. And I thought I would kind of, just as a little added embellishment, I'll stick this in and let it poke out a little bit. And it will, stick out on the other side of your paper, but I'm going to glue these two pages together anyway for my next layout, my next set. So that will be sandwiched between the two pages. And then I have, let's see. Oh, this is a really pretty heart. This is from the Printable Heart Collages printable. And so I just printed that out. and I distressed the edges with some distress ink. I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. And, whoops, I think I'll stick it right here. And then I thought, I always like to add a few 3D embellishments to my page. So I have here a stamp. Just get a little Mod Podge on the stamp. Let's stick that here. And then I went through my button stash and I found some really cute buttons, you guys. This one, let's see, this one kind of repeats that color so well. So I like to put those on, oops, I like to put those on with a glue gun because that just gives it plenty of stick. And you can just add some of those wherever you like. I found this really cute pink heart button that I can't pick up. There it is. Isn't that cute? So I think I'll put that guy maybe right here. And then, you know, you can just add them wherever you want. Maybe, I like these, I love these little baby, these little white buttons. They're like little baby buttons, I think. That's how I always think of them. And I'm just going to stick down a couple of those too. And maybe I should put one over here. This is a cute little flower one, so let's add that somewhere. Maybe right here. Okay, and now we're all set to make these little mini envelopes. So let me move this aside so I can show you how easy these are. I'm going to show you a really easy cheat for these. So the first thing you need is just a rectangular piece of paper. So here I just have an old piece of tea-dyed paper. So just fold that in half. Open it up and then fold your edges into that crease line in the center. And then do the same thing here. And go ahead and get your creases nice and creased down. Okay, and then on the bottom, turn up the bottom. Imagine the size that you want your envelope to be. So let's say you want it to be like a 1-inch deep envelope. Go ahead and turn the bottom up that amount, and then you'll turn this down, and this will be your flap on the back of the envelope. So I usually do that about half of the width of the whole envelope. So just cut that off. And then open up your paper and you're going to remove the corners. You'll be able to see where your creases are. And you can just cut those out. Okay, so you'll end up with something like this. And then each of these 4 flaps, you're just going to cut a diagonal on each side to make a point. And if you want, you can fold the side in half like this to find your center point, if that helps, if you're not a fan of eyeballing things. And then just cut your diagonal like that. Okay, and then we just have 2 more to do. And the last one is like that. Okay, so then you have this And you're just going to fold the two sides in and the bottom up, and go ahead and put some glue right there. Just put a little glue right here on the edge, and then you can just glue your flap up, and you can glue your flap down. And then you can embellish your envelope any way that you like, and I'll show you what I did to mine. So for this one, I made it out of that really pretty paper from the card, and I just used this little flap is from one of the planner sticker pages. So this is a printable, and you can cut these out and use them in your planners, which I absolutely love. So I just cut one of these right here to use as a little seal for my envelope flap. And then this one, I just cut, these are red and pink ephemera postage stamp. This is a printable page, and I printed out this postage stamp, and I cut it again with my little scalloped craft shears to get that realistic postage stamp edge. Hopefully you can see that. But I also just took one of the postage stamps and I cut out the little flowers, and I glued those to the envelope flap, and then I just cut a little triangle of red paper to put underneath and allow it to stick out a little bit, because you couldn't really see that detail. And those are the little mini envelopes and the little postage stamp. So let's go ahead and finish up our page now. So here's our little pocket, and I'm going to stick in the postage stamp and the little mini envelopes. And that's it. Now I'll close this up and wait it so that it dries nice and flat. But there is my Valentine's Day journal page. I hope you like it, and go ahead and give this a try. I'll put all the links. I have a list of all of the images that I used today, and I'll put the links down below for you. And I'll also put the link to that Cricut video where I showed you how to cut the lace. And be sure to let me know if you have any questions. If you have enjoyed this, please give the video a like, subscribe here at the Graphics Fairy YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit the bell button if you want to get a notification every week when we post our new video. I hope that you all have a wonderful Valentine's Day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.